I'm Kushi. I'm an immersive reality major, and welcome to the Intro to Immersive Reality workshop. In our major, we focus on three main things: virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. Virtual reality replaces the environment around you with a digital overlay, which is, you can see it through a headset or any sort of head-mounted device like Oculus, Vive, etc. Augmented reality overlays digital elements in the real world, and you can usually see that through a screen, something like Snapchat or Instagram. Then we have mixed reality, which is a little bit of a happy medium between these two, because it overlays digital elements in the real world, and you can interact with them in space. Some common AR apps right now are Snapchat and Instagram, but there's also stuff like Amazon and IKEA that allow you to try out their products virtually while you're still at home. These are some apps that help you make your own AR projects. For art, there's stuff like Artivive, iJack, and Zapper. For filters, there's stuff like Spark AR, Adobe Aero, and then we come to the game engines like Unreal and Unity that really help you go crazy with whatever you want to create. So for today's workshop, we're going to be talking about how to make your own project in Unity using a Vuforia engine plugin. It makes this whole thing so much easier. And we're going to be doing some image tracking today and hopefully overlay some text and a 3D model on top of your image. So to get started with this, I'm just going to gloss over downloading and getting started with Unity. I think that can be done very easily. Download Unity. It's going to open up a Unity hub where you can activate your license. It's a free license as long as you say that it's not for commercial use, which for students and learning, that is perfect. Once you have that done, create an account with Vuforia and log in. As you do that, you can get a license key, which will be important for you to be able to use this plugin. Additionally, you also have to download the Vuforia SDK, but if you can access the project files that we have ready for you, there's already an SDK right here that you can simply drag and drop into the Unity project. So right now, I'm going to jump into the Unity and build this scene again with you all. All right. You should be able to find this Flex AR template, as well as the assets that I'm going to be using here, all the project files under the session information. Okay, so Unity can be daunting at first, but it's very much like Unreal. It's pretty simple to navigate if you've navigated any sort of 3D software before. There's Alt that helps you look for like change your views. Again, there's gizmos like for moving, rotating, scaling. Super easy, and there should be some here as well. And for the purposes of our project, we're going to just use with a 3D template that you can access from the Unity Hub. We're going to create a new scene here. And when you have your Vuforia, SDK downloaded, you're going to simply drag and drop it into your project. And Unity does take time to do that because it uses like C# scripts. So be patient with it. Once you're in your scene, the first thing you want to do is check if the Vuforia is properly downloaded. And you can do that if you can see your Vuforia engine. When you right click, you should be able to see Vuforia engine and a drop-down menu from there. Firstly, we're going to put a AR camera in this. There's already a main camera, which we will delete and replace it with the Vuforia AR camera. Once you have your AR camera, open it up in the inspector and go to open Vuforia engine configuration. Here, put in your license key that you found. Oops. Right here when you log in under License Manager. This is so that it knows it's you and it'll connect you to your databases for more complex projects. Once we have that set up, it's going to be really easy. Again, Vuforia engine and image target. This is a placeholder for the real life image that Vuforia is going to look for when you're using your camera. For the image target, we have in the project files an image of an ice cream cone. And this is really simple, but there's also a lot of contrast. So it's easy for the engine to pick up the edges and identify what object it is. You're gonna again just drag that and drop it into your Unity project. Really simple. When it comes in, open it up in the inspector and change it from texture type from default to a sprite and save changes. This is the kind of file type you need to put it into the image target. Then just click from image and drag this and drop it over here. You should be able to see any image, whatever you put in right here. Make sure to have a high contrast image. Once you have this, it'll be, okay. There are two things we're gonna do from now. Put in a 3D model overlay and also put in some text. Both of these require a little bit more housekeeping before we can put it right onto the image. Firstly, we're gonna import the 3D model into the Unity project. I've done that here. I have a ice cream cone model, and we need to make a material to apply all of these textures to it. So if you have worked with Unreal before, it's just like that. We create a material, name it whatever you like, and simply drag and drop these into the albedo, metallic, smoothness, whatever you like. I've got one done here that has been applied onto the model. So once you have your model ready, we're gonna drag this and drop it into the viewport. As you can see, this is really big, so you want to resize this. And you also want to make sure that the image size for your image target is what the real life size is of your printout or your poster. If your image is too small, Vuforia will not recognize it. You want to make sure to resize this in correspondence to the image because that's the size that will show up. Once you have that, simply drag that 3D model on top of the image target. This parents it, so every time the image target is detected, the ice cream cone should show up. An additional thing under image target, click on advanced and resize your, change the dimensions of what the printout or image will be in real life. And this is in meters, so be careful to convert that. Okay, let's try this out. Hopefully it'll work. There we go. You can put in any kind of 3D model on here, and it should track it along with the image. You can also add animations to your 3D model. That does take a few more steps. So once you get comfortable with using 3D models, that would be a very easy next step. Now let's add some text. To add text, we're gonna right-click on here and go to UI and Text Mesh Pro. This is a plugin that this is a package that you will have to import, and that will prompt you, just click on import and it'll do everything it needs to do. When you add any sort of UI elements, it's gonna create a canvas, and the canvas is gonna be massive. That's okay, don't worry about it. I'm gonna click on the canvas and oops, and click F to be able to see this completely in my viewport. Simply drag the text box where you want it to show up on your screen and resize it and put in any text you want right here. I'm just gonna put in a example text of ice cream and a waffle cone. Once you're satisfied with where your text goes, format it, change the font however you like. Again, we're just going to drag this canvas onto the image target and parent it. So hopefully this will both appear simultaneously when we test it. Yep. So we have text and the 3D model. Oops. Another important thing with 3D models is Unity likes to package these models as a prefab. For example, the ice cream and the cone are separate meshes, but they're in one prefab. So be careful when you edit your models. You don't want to be editing your prefabs. Sorry, you don't want to be editing your individual meshes without editing your prefab as a whole. I'm gonna scale this up so it's easier for Euphoria to overlay this on top of the image. So that's how simple it is to make a 3D project in Euphoria and Unity. Once you're happy with this, you can package it up and use it as an app on your mobile phone. There's different ways to build it for iOS and Android, and the links are there in the session information. But the basic things that you need to consider on the Unity end of things is making sure you're on the right build platform. Right now we're building for Android, but if you need to build for iOS, you need to switch platform and make sure that Unity, when you're building for something and you want to try it, it's built for the correct platform. I'm not going to go into too much of the details on how to build this because there will be trial and error, and there's very helpful links by Euphoria that will show step by step on how you want to build for iOS or how you want to develop for Android. When you're developing for iOS, you have to install Xcode and set up a profile in that before you can build straight for the device. Since I'm not an iPhone owner, this is not something that I deal with every time I try to build a project, but this might be important for a lot of iOS users. And that's pretty much it for building part of the project. Please let me know if you have any questions or anything I can clarify.
Thank you so much for walking us through that, for creating a demo material, and that'll be on the site.
Thank you so much. Yep, let me know if you have any questions or need to clarify or you want me to walk through it again. I'd be happy to do so.